This performance of possession is fueled by the psychological phenomenon of the invisible audience. We often act as if our lives are being constantly monitored by our social circle, leading to a loss of individual financial agency. Digital transparency has made every purchase a potential public broadcast, which creates a dopamine hit of social approval every time we align with the consumption habits of those we admire. However, this hit of approval is a temporary mask for the erosion of your financial health. We are no longer making choices based on personal need. We are making them to maintain a specific social standing in an imaginary theater. Every dollar spent to please this invisible audience is a dollar stolen from your future self. The cost of this compliance is most evident in the middle-class trap, where spending is used as a defensive mechanism to prove one still belongs to a specific social tier. Lifestyle creep is rarely driven by an improved quality of life. It is driven by peer mirroring. You buy the luxury SUV, the designer kitchen, or the expensive vacation not because you desire the utility, but because your peers have set that as the baseline for normal. This creates a cycle where high-interest debt becomes a hidden tax you pay for the privilege of appearing successful to strangers. You are effectively paying a premium to maintain an image of wealth, while the actual substance of your wealth is being drained away by interest rates and depreciation. In 2026, this sabotage is amplified by the algorithm of envy. Modern, hyper-personalized feeds create a distorted reality where everyone else appears to be living a peak experience at all times. We have transitioned from traditional advertising to a more insidious form of peer-to-peer influence through curated social circles. Constant exposure to luxury signals creates a false baseline for what constitutes a necessary purchase. When your digital feed is a highlight reel of high-end consumption, your analytical brain begins to view extreme spending as the standard. This shift in perspective makes it increasingly difficult to practice grounded reasoning, as your biological drive for social compliance overrides your logical need for financial security. This obsession with looking successful is the exact reason many will never actually be wealthy. We have been conditioned to prioritize social signaling over financial autonomy, turning our lives into a performance of consumption. There is a staggering opportunity cost to this behavior. Every status purchase is made at the expense of compound interest and wealth building. In the current economic landscape, short-term signaling provides a false sense of security that masks a reality of financial instability and burnout. Trading permanent assets for temporary symbols leads to a cycle of perpetual stress, as you must work harder and harder to sustain the image you have created. To reclaim the narrative, you must practice the radical decoupling of your identity from your material displays. One of the most effective strategies for this is loud budgeting. This involves being intentionally transparent about your financial boundaries and long-term goals with your social circle. When you tell a friend that a certain dinner or trip does not fit into your wealth building plan, you are choosing radical honesty over social performance. This practice breaks the cycle of competitive spending and encourages others to do the same. It shifts the focus from what you own to who you are and what you intend to build. The ultimate win comes from finding empowerment in quiet wealth. This is the freedom that comes from no longer needing external validation for your choices. A sober architect understands that wealth is what you do not see. It is the paid-off home, the fully funded brokerage account, and the peace of mind that comes from being debt-free. This security is far more valuable than the dopamine hit of a like or the fleeting envy of a neighbor. By resisting the urge to perform, you are buying back your time and your freedom. You are choosing to be wealthy rather than just looking wealthy. Audit your last 3 major purchases with objective eyes. Ask yourself if those items were bought for their utility, or if they were purchased to signal compliance to a social group. Recognize the linguistic traps of fitting in or keeping up. The wealthy do not have more willpower. They simply have a different choice architecture that prioritizes autonomy over performance. Step out of the dopamine trap of social approval and start building a financial future that is grounded in reality. The audience is not paying your bills, and they will not be there to fund your retirement. Take the spotlight off your consumption and put it back on your goals. Consistency in your financial habits creates a foundation that no social trend can shake. When you prioritize long-term security, you are building a life that is frictionless and resilient. The sober architect knows that a true status symbol is a life lived on one's own terms, free from the need to perform for an invisible audience. Reclaim your agency, stop the sabotage, and start building a legacy of quiet, enduring wealth. The blueprints are finally in your hands, and they are designed for your success, not for their approval.